Welcome back. We have a special product review for you today. One of my personal favorites, Dungeon Lasers, Archon Studios kits. They're terrain. They make all sorts of stuff. If not, you can see behind me. I have sort of a fascination with their product. I've been building their dragons and a lot of their terrain now. So I do, and I'm very similar or very familiar with a lot of this product. I may show some of you guys later some of what I've built before, but first things first is what did they send us? Again, I'm a little biased to this review because A, they sent us this stuff, but two, I really like their stuff. So they sent us over some Dwarven Mine half walls. I have some of these already, the 5e compatible. Again, no big deal here, but these things are pretty sweet. I love half walls. I like how these go into their sets and everything that combines with it. But the real one I think that you guys clicked on this video for was for the Abomination Vaults. This is the one for Pathfinder, Abomination Vaults. They're doing a lot of stuff with the Abomination Vaults with 5e and now into the terrain, specific terrain for this campaign. So you could get this set and then run specific parts of the adventure in here with the setting, with the tone correct for the terrain you're running. So I'm pretty excited about that. But again, as with any of these, this isn't something that you just get in like a Dwarven Forge. This isn't something that you're just going to have built. You're going to have to build this. You're going to have to cut the pieces out and then do the painting as well. Now, if you're into that, it's awesome. And I don't mind it at all because I've done this stuff, like I said, for a while. But they do come in the spurs and then you need to be clipped out and painted. It's not too big of a deal. Put on a movie, watch it, clip it, do what you got to do. But I'll probably show you guys how I get through this and what I use to knock it out real quick, and then we'll review it after that. Here are our tools. We need some kind of pliers or snips. Obviously, the smaller the better. Mine are a little big, but I use these for wires. Cutting surface, X-Acto blade, some sandpaper, and the set itself. Now, what you're going to do is first is get a better clippers than the one I am showing in this video. The ones I have bought recently after filming this video are so much better. They snip so much closer and so much cleaner. What you're going to notice is throughout this speeded up process as I'm clipping through the sprues here, that I have to clip as close as I can get with these wire clippers, and then I'm going to have to X-Acto blade and maybe clean up some of the edges. I think you can eliminate almost half of those steps if you can just get a better sprue cutter or any type of hobby clippers that are going to be better for this. Now, when you open this pack, there is a lot of pieces and a lot of stuff that you're going to have to cut. There's tons of walls in each set. There's tons of clips that you'll see later on as how I'm doing this. But some of them, a lot of them, you can almost just wiggle them free, and you won't need to actually do any clipping or serious sanding. But some of them to clip the edges, especially the underneath part to get them to clip in, you're going to need to get through that with maybe a little bit of sanding. But again, everything comes unpainted, unclipped. You're going to have to take it out of the box, clip through everything, clean up all the edges, make sure you get through everything. Again, this is what I'm doing right now, is just trying to get through and clean up all these little edges. Again, if you can get a better clipper, you won't have to do this. But again, it's a really nice product because the price point seems to be very, very cheap compared to the amount of stuff that you get. I have a ton of Dungeons and Lasers, especially in their first two Kickstarters and now into their newest gamefound that I'm getting, and I'm just working through my Dungeon Lasers 3 right now. So the question I have for the Pathfinder 2 community, though, is are we actually building terrain, or are we playing most of this on VTT? The groups that I've been playing with are majorly playing on VTT. So it's just an interesting question between when you're starting to buy specific Pathfinder 2 product or like Dwarven Forge. Dwarven Forge is going to be very expensive, but it's going to be way better than this product. So this product is a plastic that you have to cut out every time. Dwarven Forge is just going to get the pieces that you need. You kind of put them together. You paint them if you got it unpainted and whatnot. Dwarven Forge doors work a lot smoother than the doors that I'm cutting here. But if you're looking for a very price comparable product that you're going to get a lot of stuff for your bang for your buck, basically, you can use this stuff for everything. Again, I have a ton of it making columns right now, and you're going to get an entire basically couple rooms, for maybe a third of the price a Dwarven Forge is going to give you. What's also nice is the everything is compatible with everything else that they make. So this set, even though it's the half wall, half height set, it's compatible with all the other Dungeons and Laser stuff that I'm working on right now and trying to get. You do have a lot of scrap. Make sure you get through with that. I mean, I wish there was less scrap, but you can recycle it and use it for stuff if you want. But the next thing to do is, after you've cut everything out, clean everything up, is to build this. Now, you can build anything you want. Anything you want. Anything your heart desires. Mix it with other sets, other styles, paints, whatever you're trying to do, the feel for here, or whatever you're trying to get through. Now, I wanted to get as close as I could to what they provided. So this is the design and the pamphlet that comes with it. Now, one thing you're going to notice that maybe you're not with any other set is how the clipping system works. It goes in the bottom and clips 2 panels together, and then it leaves a gap in the middle so that you can put walls. And the walls all have this triangle point angle that can clip together. I recommend actually building it almost upside down, which can be a little confusing at first, but it makes for the process of building so much faster. And then the edge clips go around the outsides, which have clean edges. You can obviously put bigger ones there, or how you're going to connect to other systems. But building it upside down, so quick. You can flip it. It's all connected together. Now, Dwarven Forge has something similar now with their magnetic tiles, which are very nice. So if you had older Dwarven Forge, it's not going to be as nice because you have to move each individual piece. But with the new Dwarven Forge, when you can magnetize the base, you can just pick this up and move it. You can see how solid I was moving this base around here, and how quickly I'm building this dungeon out. And the walls, again, this is really nice how it has the half-height walls. A little interesting, the doors are sort of full-height doors, which is a little strange here. But overall, it's very, 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 very quick to build. Once you get the base down, your idea, your size, that's what you're really going to want to do. And again, it has little torch walls that you can put in. They have this on all the new ones. And then they have little tiny pieces that you can fill in the gaps that you didn't put walls in, because there's a little circle in between the tile pieces for you can put more walls into. I never do those. I just throw those things away. I never have to use those things. But you can see how solid it is. You can just pick this thing up, put it off to the side, move it in when you're ready. The one thing I want to do, prime the thing. I get some black spray paint. I prime all my pieces to make it so much easier to paint for me personally. And so I always prime them in black. Then I'll go over them with whatever color scheme I'm working on. Now for this particular one, I want to do something a tad different, which was just give it the zenithal highlight with the white. But usually I just spray paint it black and then I paint the whole thing. But painting takes a long time and a lot of time that I don't have. So I thought it was easier if I just built the whole thing in black and then gave it just a white highlight from above. That way, at least on the video, you could sort of see, how the depth of this thing's going to work and how it's going to work with other pieces. So here I am putting the zenithal highlight in very quickly just to kind of give it that nice flavor, that nice white tone. You can see it here now as we're sort of working our way through it in scale with minis. And I think I absolutely love half-height walls. This is the way I would love to go with all my products. Everything should be half-height walls, maybe half-height doors. I don't know. But half-height walls let you see visually over while you're sitting, where your characters are at, what's going on, where you're moving. You can see the Dwarven Forge is full height. It's harder to see your PCs and your characters as you move around. But overall, what's interesting is the wall thickness. Very thin compared to Dwarven Forge, very thick walls. And you'll notice when we get to the corner shot here that you have full corners in Dungeons & Lasers that you don't in Dwarven Forge. Again, here we are trying to move old Dwarven Forge around, and how annoying it is to keep moving the pieces, where I can just move this whole thing around as one solid unit, move it anywhere I want on the table, pick it up, move it out wherever I'm going to do. But what's really nice is every square is the 1-inch square that you're going to want. Again, the doors here move all fully open. They can move, but I think the Dwarven Forge doors are actually better. Here's a full corner piece. Your PC, your character mini cannot fit fully in the corner of Dwarven Forge, but fits fully in the corner of Dungeons & Laser, which is huge. Again, if you've never purchased it before, that's one of the big highlights, is they are fully full squares. Now, again, it depends. People would argue that that's not realistic, but the walls are thin enough that I think it works out really well, because they just place right in the center where the holes are at. And there's so much detail. Look at the minuscule detail that they have in each of these pieces. It is incredible. And you get it really well when you highlight, but really when you paint it, you can get a lot of highlight going on and a lot of just color. That's just such beautiful pieces of art, basically, that you're doing for this for this build. Again, I'm a little biased because I really enjoy Dungeons and Lasers. I actually really enjoy Dwarven Forge too. I just can't afford it. The Dungeons and Lasers stuff comes out so nice and so cheap, and it works so well and moves so efficiently back and forth with building and connecting to other pieces. I can just pop out one of those side walls and connect it to another portion of the dungeon that I'm working on. Again, they have other products too. Here's a fully painted Dwarven mine that is Dungeons and Lasers. This is full height and they have half height walls in there, and you can see the differences. And I really prefer half height. And the other benefit between Dungeons and Lasers and Dwarven Forge is storage. Dwarven Forge takes up an entire box. Dungeons and Lasers, you can put them in those storage systems, and they're so nice to carry around. It's so much better for storage, so much better for your house. I just wouldn't recommend. I cannot recommend it enough. On Dungeons and Lasers, you can see their paint scheme. This is what you're going for, the Abomination Vaults, the different paint schemes you can come up with. I mean, people are very creative with this stuff, but that's really what you're going for. And it's not too expensive at $70. But what you really want is the new gamefound Kickstarter, basically, for their encounters. Get it now. Follow. It's amazing. I can't wait to get all the product.